What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 2 of our Pentagon challenge here with Beijing IT in Football Manager 2016. Hopefully you guys are good. Today, first game of our time in charge, our first game of our managerial career whatsoever in this series. Hopefully going to be an ideal start. That's the dream. As you guys can see, we are going to be taking on Zhang, who are actually 13th. So this is a winnable game. We need, with 6 games left, we need to overturn 7 points. Really, it's actually 8 points because of goal difference. So with 6 games left, we've got to aim probably for 10 points. If we get to 23, that might be enough for safety. Even then, it might be a case of going for 24. It's going to be a tough end to the season, whichever way we look at it. It's a pretty mammoth task here, but it's a job. It's a start. We're going to try and save this team and do the great escape. In terms of how we line up for today's game, if you watched last episode, obviously I went through the squad. I was pretty concerned at the kind of, I guess, players that we actually had, just because we don't really have a squad, to be frank. It's a bit of a disjointed mess. I can't remember if there's 7 or 5 subs in this competition, so we'll find out in just a second. In terms of actually how we're lining up, as you can see here, looking at the ability, I've tried my best to get all my best players, all the players most talented in my side, in the team in some capacity. This is the system we're going to be playing. We don't really have any centre mids, which was a bit of a problem. So it's actually based a little bit off my Liverpool 3-1-2-1-2. As you can see, the players are actually fairly content with this system. I don't know if it's similar to what was being used previously in terms of the instructions, but it's a pretty counter-attack heavy formation. It's basically a 4-1-2-1-2, but with an anchor man and defensive wingers, and then we're going to have as much creative freedom as we can in the final third with Franco Marquez and Zhu Wu. Really, these 3 guys in the final third, they're going to be the players we look on here to get a win. We have Marquez and also Franco, who are 2 very, very talented strikers. I have no doubt they can perhaps score a few goals for us. It's going to be all about getting them in those goal-scoring positions. You can see we're playing on counter, we're playing on structured. In terms of instructions, higher tempo, time wasting occasionally, fairly wide, going to be sitting fairly deep, direct football, pumping it into the box, hitting early crosses, trying to, basically make the most of these kind of free players in the final third. Hopefully we can crowd out defences and really punish them. But I have no doubt in my mind this is going to be a massive challenge. Of all the games we have, this is perhaps one of the more winnable ones, so to get a win here would be fantastic. Relegation, it's staring us in the face, really. I want to save this special little club, Beijing IT. It's going to be a game of I guess real importance here. Beijing IT, if you don't know, a little bit of a background, they're actually a school in Beijing. It's the Institute of Technology. That's what IT stands for. And I believe they were promoted into kind of the Chinese professional divisions a few years ago now, having dominated at junior level. And that's kind of how the kind of club came into existence. And I don't want to see them fade away. I don't want to see us, drop down into the unplayable division. So we're going to try and win here against the Cheng and see how we get on. In terms of players to keep an eye out for in this game, Zhai Bing is probably a player to keep a real eye out on. He's actually done okay for us. He's got 4 assists. His average ratings haven't been the best, but he's been one of the better assisters in the team. His job as kind of the anchor man is going to be fairly important. Marquez and Franco, who I've already mentioned, are going to be big for us. Nazario, a player to keep an eye out on, the Uruguayan at centre-back going into today's game. Tai Jing in goal. Big game for him. Not the best goalkeeper, but he's the best we have, and we're going to try and do the best we can with him. Elsewhere in the team, we don't have, a load of star players. It's very much a case of making do with what we have and trying to pull out a miracle comeback. In terms of the actual system that we're using, I've not tested it. I've not had a time to test it. I've never had to play such a weird formation before. I've kind of just gone with what I think might work in FM. It's kind of, I guess, a sad reality here is the fact I've come to a club with 6 games left. The transfer window's closed. We don't have much money. Players are fairly unfit. Part of me, I'm actually going to make some changes, I think, because of the unfitness. But no, it's going to be a challenge, whatever way we look at it. I'm going to have to bring in, I think, Azuo here to play the kind of shadow striker for us. It's actually his better role, which I guess is a silver lining. He doesn't look too bad, this guy, but we need a performance from him. There's a lot of players struggling condition-wise. I gave them all rests going into this game to try and get them as fit as I could. In terms of how spaced out our fixtures are, they are kind of a game every week from now onwards. I'm hoping our players can start to recover. If we look at our coaches, I've not even checked this because I've not had a chance. You can see our fitness coaching, not really the best, is it? I mean, I could probably help somewhere, but as you can see, I have 1-star coaching in every department because, of course, we have absolutely no real capabilities as a coach. I should show you this actually. So we obviously started out with 1s, I think, in everything except adaptability. There might have been 3 in attacking. Over the course of the first kind of 3 months of this save, all of them have improved a little bit, which is kind of nice to see. And that might help us, I guess, down the line getting a slightly better job. But anyway, let's get into today's game. It's a big one. It's a relegation dogfight we find ourselves in. We need to win this game. Keeper's not fit. The system is completely untested. Going to be a challenge, but Beijing IT, a team that I am familiar with. We are a plucky little team, and I'm hoping that today we can get things off to an absolute flyer and give ourselves a chance at the Great Escape. Of course, there's always the chance that this is going to fall completely on its face. I'm going to sob, but to be honest, we've got nothing to lose in taking this job. My rep can't get much worse. The team itself, there isn't much in the way of expectations on our shoulders for this game. It's very much a case of doing what we can whilst we can. So yeah, we're just going to go with it and see how we get on. And we are playing in red, just so you guys know. And we actually were on the attack for a split second. Looking at the stats, 66% of possession. The ball up, Marquez is offside, is he not? He's not. We've scored, it's 1-0. Andre Marquez with the goal. I don't know what has happened there assist-wise. I think the centre-back booted it forward, of course. Starting off in China in the second tier of football, we're not going to be seeing the highest quality of goals. There's not going to be amazing football. There is going to be, I have no doubt, some crazy bloopers. I mean, that's a very weird goal because he looks a mile offside. I can only assume that the defenders have all pushed out, and because the ball's travelled such a long distance, he was onside at the time of it being kicked. Either way though, we're off to a flyer, although we do need to defend here, and they're on the attack and they've scored with their first shot of the game. 15 minutes in, the dream start cut short, and Beijing IT back all square, and really we need to win. A draw against this team is not going to be good enough. They're a team only a few places ahead of us in the table, and of the games we've got, this is probably one of the more winnable ones. Looking at it, a packed away stand. I think about 4 away fans went wild as the ball hit the back of the net there. Anyway, we do have the ball here. Can we attack Franco? Options ahead. Marquez, he's already got one. Can he get another? He goes wide. Where is he going? He's gone far too wide there. He got lost. He forgot where the goal was, the striker. Hit the side netting. Still 1-1 here, but some fairly positive signs early on. I'm pleasantly surprised. Look at our system, very defensive, very much relying on these players in the final third to work magic, as Marquez has another chance and the keeper saves it. I mean, we should probably expect some keeper errors in this league, because it is a league where you can only have Chinese goalkeepers, and Chinese keepers, they're not the highest quality of players, and there isn't a load of them about, so you can expect to see some blunders perhaps. However, Chinese keeper for them has made a great save there, and at the break, it's going to be 1-1. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy. I want them fired up. Of course, doing good team talks as well as getting coaching badges as we manage and stuff is going to help my manager stats improve, which is something that's going to be important. That does play a role in you getting a job. So doing the team talks well and stuff is going to be important. And also, doing well here is important, as we are going to have to defend. Rodrigo Palista gives it back to Ekwala. Palista back on the ball out wide to Zhu, I guess is his name, and now it's with Zang Zhu. These names are going to be fun, aren't they, in this save? Wang Jun, there's a nice name for me, and Quadrado. We're actually applying some pressure here, but they're building the play from deep. We need to kind of keep our defensive shape. We've been broken. Oh my gosh, it's a screamer. I mean, it's hit the post and hit our keeper on the back and gone in, but it's gone down as the attacker's goal. I mean, I said we were going to see keeper errors. There's the first. It's like I've managed in China before. Xiao Ran hits it from range, lethal effort, hits the post, and our keeper hits it into his own goal. It doesn't even hit him on the back, he actually moves his hand to the ball, which is perhaps a little bit more disappointing. We need to make changes here. We need goals. We need to do well here. Let's throw a few men further up the pitch, because I mean that's what we have to do at this point. Yeah, we've got to go attacking. We've got to mix things up. We've got to go for this, and that's what we are going to attempt to do right here. Let's confirm those on attack. Can we work a miracle? Can we work the space? We have 20 minutes left to do it. We've got to go more attacking. 15 minutes left, and it's still 2-1 here. It's been a really 50-50 game. We need a goal. We need 2 goals, really. A win here is pretty much our aim, and we've got the ball here. Zhu Wu, options ahead. Franco, Marquez. Zhu, he's got loads of options. He gives the ball straight to their defender though, and now we are in a bit of bother here because we are committing men up the field. Big ball over the top, cleared away, but only as far as Palista, who had a role to play in their first goal. And now they're working the ball out wide. We need to stop this coming into the box. Palista, edge of the box. Chaoran, Zambing, don't give away a penalty. What are we doing? Oh my gosh, what have I just witnessed? I'm closing my eyes. I'm covering. If I can't see it, it doesn't happen. That was interesting defending, to say the least. We have 4 minutes left. A draw at this point, if we could salvage it, incredible stuff. On the attack here, Ganghui whips it in, cleared away. But now they're going to have the ball and they're going to carry it out. Chararan, I mean, we still have to commit men forward. We've got so many men in the final third. It's all about hoofball football here, but they are on the attack. They've got the ball. Don't give away a penalty, please. Boot the ball up. That'll do. Liang whipped in, and is that an own goal? Is that an own? No, it's not. Okay. El Hamajam. Oh, El Hamajam. What a name. I mean, he's just given us the jam, hasn't he, right there? I don't even know what that means. The ball whipped in. Elam Jam. Posting in. Keeper. I don't want to raise questions by our defending or our goalkeeper, but it's a little bit disappointing that. And this game's going to end 3-1. It was a pretty good game for us, to be honest. They've not had a clear-cut chance. We had a real chance in that game. I'm not happy, boys, though. We need 7 points from our last 5 games, at least. I mean, it's doable, but it's going to be kind of mission impossible here. I'm going to fast forward to the next game, guys. We're going to live comment. Okay, guys, so we're back for the second game of this live com. I was listening back to the end of what I just said, and I said it could be easier. And it didn't actually sound like I was being sarcastic. I'm saying that because this is a very, very tough game here against Wuhan Zall. As you can see, they're third in the league. They are a team who are a very good team in this division. You can see they actually got relegated, I believe, last year. In their last few games, they struggled a little bit. So maybe an outside chance of a win here. Really, we need to win this game. It's a game against all odds. If we lose this, with 4 games left, we're going to be 7 points from safety. We're probably going to have to win every game, really. We are going to be playing Lijiang, I think, in our next game. Yeah, so that's maybe winnable. And then we do play Jonoon, and then it's against Hainui, and then it's against Quanjian. Like, they're not all really tough games, but we've got to start doing something. Last game out, obviously, we lost 3-1. As much as I was disappointed by that result, there were actually some positives I think we can take from that game, and we're going to take them into today's game. We have also got some of our players who weren't fit for the last game slightly fitter. I think we're going to stick with this 4-1-2-1-2 system. Seemed to do okay last game. We got a goal, obviously, through it. Yeah, we'll just see how we get on here. Going to be a big game. We're away from home. Our form's been awful. We're 9-1 on to win. It's not the best odds, but you know what? Impossible is nothing, and impossible is going to be made possible right now. I believe in this team. The odds are against us. The players haven't reacted particularly well to the team talk. They look switched off. But, I mean, I can't blame them. It's been a long season here for Beijing IT. We are playing in green today, I do believe, if I can tell. We are in green, can confirm. Always a bit awkward when you're managing in leagues you don't normally manage in, trying to work out which colour your team is. And they have a set piece, and our keeper's just completely screwed up. I cursed it, didn't I? I cursed it by saying the goalkeepers in these lower leagues aren't the best. I was hoping that the other teams we played were going to have errors, but so far we've had 2 horrific errors that have led to 2 goals. You can see here Wuhan with the shot. Keeper, not the worst save, I guess, in the world, but he just parries it straight into his own 6-yard box. Needs to knock it out wide with that saver. A bizarre save, slightly bizarre goal. Makes things a little bit trickier for us now. Going to stick with our counter-attacking system, though. We're going to try and hit Wuhan Zall on the break if we can. We don't have the midfielders to try and play a really kind of strong midfield kind of system. Instead, we've really got to rely on our talent up front, if you can call it talent. It's, I guess, our strengths up front. That's probably the better word for it. I wouldn't say we're necessarily talented in the final third. An okay team talk there, though. We need to inspire this team here if we can. We need to turn around this deficit. And we need to work a miracle. We're going to go, I think, on attacking for this second half. We're away from home. We're chasing this game. We're a goal down. Our system doesn't actually work too bad, I don't think, when we switch to attack. So we will see how it gets on for us here. Of course, we need a goal, really, don't we? Wuhan on the attack. Hanlin running down the right-hand side for them here. Can we defend it? Jorda inside to Zhuwei. He's got options on ahead. I mean, they're down a man here. They've got a man being treated. So if we concede whilst they're a man down, I'm going to be annoyed. Although, can we counter here? Franco to Marquez. Please, Marquez. He scores. It's 1-1. The fans are on the pitch. Andre Marquez, the 49th minute. Beijing IT strike lucky, but it's a counter-attack. It's a fast move. Marquez with a nice little finish. First time on his left peg. Oh, pick that out. Makes up for perhaps his miss's last game. But 1-1, the stats aren't particularly in our favour. Wuhan probably deserve to be ahead, but we need to ride our luck here. Let's go back on counter. They're going to be attacking again now in this game. And it's going to perhaps give us a few chances to break. A draw wouldn't be the worst result considering this is the hardest of our games we've got left. But, I mean, it could be easier. Humin not having the best game. Let's go with Azuo. And part of me wants to bring on Wancheo, I think, maybe. I don't know. We don't really have options on the bench, you see. We'll bring on off Hangui and we'll bring on, I think, Menyang to play right mid for us. So we're going to change both our players out wide. Probably the positions in this system that have to do the most running. So getting fresh legs there are going to be important. 10 minutes left. Can we defend? Jorda, we've given away a penalty. Oh my gosh, I thought we were going to get a point, but Wuhan with a penalty. 84th minute. Who is stepping up for them to take it? It's going to be Addo. Miss. Oh, he scores. And Wuhan crush my heart. Ransford Addo with the goal. He doesn't look very Chinese. He makes it 2-1. Probably one of their foreign imports up front. They tend to do that in these kind of Asian leagues with the foreign player limits. You just kind of bring in foreign strikers. And, well, we've had our heart crushed right here. We have to go on the attack again, really, don't we? It's 2-1. Wuhan on the attack again. They're not going to score 2 goals back-to-back, are they? Please not like this. I don't want to go down being punched while we're down. Yorda hits the post. Clear it. We've dealt with it, kind of. We don't have time. We've got to go on attacking. There is 4 minutes left in this game. It's going to take a miracle, although we are on the attack. Maybe they have the ball, but it is in their final third. Oh, gosh. There is a minute left. There is maybe a chance, but it might be a chance their way here. Loji, the right back, inside to Zui, Wei, Hang, Jian, out wide to Zhao, back to Li Hang. I mean, I don't even know what to say. My heart's been broken into a million pieces. It's a good goal by Wuhan. We're going to lose 3-1 for the second game in a row, but for the second game in a row, we are responsible for our own downfall. Giving away a penalty, the own goal off the keeper's back. It's all coming back to haunt us now. Wuhan 3-1 up here, and Beijing IT, the dream, is slowly being stomped into the ground and out of existence. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy. We have 4 games left. We probably have to win them all. It's not impossible, but it's going to be pretty darn tough for us. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. A double header, a double disappointment header. I had so much hype coming into this game. Both games, you know, we had chances. We were on course to win points, and in both games, well, we've thrown it away, haven't we? Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please do smash the like button. Show some support on this series. If you want to check out other videos in this series in the future, maybe you're watching this after it's been out for a few months, there'll be a link in the description to a playlist for the series. Hopefully you've enjoyed. And yeah, that wraps up everything from me, guys. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in a bit. Hopefully we can get a win. And yeah, it is me, Jack, and I'm out.